mythology remains important. Okay, so let me again get into the box. Okay. So mythology remains important in Western culture. Okay. So this is an important idea that mythology is important. Take for instance the role model of the hero of Hercules and Aeneas of contemporary revolutionaries, martyrs, and dictators. Okay. Now these ideal figures exemplify models of human achievement. Okay. So similarly, notions of salvation, progress, and ethics are so constitutive of our notions of reality that they are often communicated through the format of mythology. Okay. Now there is a surfeit is an excess of cultural products, okay, that fulfill the function of myth, whereby characters and stories give us the mean to understand the world we live in. Okay. So in case if I have to say that mythology, okay, it talks about the stories and characters, okay, and it actually facilitate our understanding of the world as we live in. Okay. So mythology remains important in Western culture, so it's important. Okay, take for instance the role model, just a second. Okay, the role model of the hero, the Hercules and the Aeneas of the contemporary revolutions, martyrs and dictators. These ideal figures exemplify models of human achievement, that what a human should actually look like. Similarly, notions of salvation, progress, and ethics are so constitutive of notions of reality that often communicated through the format of mythology. Okay, there's a surfeit of cultural products that fulfill the function of myth, whereby characters and stories give us the means to understand the world we live in. Okay, so that's the case. So let's see, mythology is incidental. Okay, so what is incidental? It is something which is not important. Okay, so we know that it's important, so again it's factually incorrect. Okay, but let's see the entire this thing. Okay, so mythology is not important to Western culture as it interprets the world through stories and characters, okay, that exemplify human achievements and the notion of salvation, progress, and ethics. Okay, so incidental is again, it's not important, so it's again important, so kind of a test of a vocabulary. Okay, amidst the para summary. Now the importance of mythology in Western culture arises from the role models. Okay, so is it the mythology is important in the Western culture because of the role model? Okay, because arises from the role model. It employs to symbolize human achievement and the notion of salvation, spiritual, and ethics. Okay, so now first of all there are two problems with it. Okay, so first of all the importance of mythology arise from the role model. Again the causation correlation error, okay, presented together, so make one the cause of the other. Okay, very important as an error. Okay, so mythology remains important in Western culture. Take for instance the role model of the hero of the Hercules, of the Aeneas of the contemporary revolutions, martyrs, and dictators. Okay, now these ideal figures exemplify models of human achievement. Okay, similarly, notions of salvation, progress, and ethics are so constitutive of our notions of reality that they are often communicated through the format of mythology. Okay, so Western culture arises from the role model. It employs to symbolize human achievement and the notions. Now the notion of the spiritual salvation, progress, spiritual salvation, and ethics, okay, they are not arising from the role models. Okay, they are communicated through the format of mythology. Okay, but do they arise from the role model is again factually incorrect. Okay, mythology gives Western culture a means to understand the world, so means to understand the world. Okay, so that fulfill the function of myth, whereby characteristic gives us the means to understand the world. Okay, as its stories and characters convey the ideas of salvation, progress, and ethics, okay, that make up for the nation of reality. Okay, so it seems factually correct. Okay, so let's see in case if the fourth is a better summary or is it the three is the correct answer. Okay, now the function of mythology is to interpret the world through ideal figures, okay, and communicate the notions of salvation, progress, and ethics, and thus help to understand the world. Okay, see, role models, okay, is actually given as one of the example. Okay, then we have other notions also. Okay, the salvation, progress, and ethics. Okay, so important is not that the function of mythology is to interpret the world through ideal figures. Okay, so that is not a function of mythology, is to interpret the world through ideal figures. Okay, so we know that there's this surfeit of cultural products that fulfill the function of myth, whereby the characters and stories gives us the mean to understand the world. Okay, but the function of mythology to interpret the world is through ideal figures cannot be commented upon, okay, and communicate the notions and ethics and thus help us understand the world, okay. So again, we are able to understand the world, okay, by the function of mythology, whereby characteristics and stories gives us the means to understand the world, okay. But again, the ideal figures is again something, these ideal figures exemplify models of human achievement, okay. Similarly, notions of salvation, progress, and ethics are so constitutive of a notion of reality that they are often communicated through the format of mythology, okay. But the function of mythology is to interpret the world through ideal figures. That is not the case, okay. We do not do it through ideal figures, okay. They serve as in examples, okay, to understand few things, okay. So that is the incorrect answer. So option second is the option third is the correct answer, okay. Hope you are able to perform